Well, hello there, humans, heavies, earthlings, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it too. I'm Bushka Blitz, and I'm back with another dose of love, affection, and generic tanking goodness. Well, not generic today. Today is a special day. Today is another day in the day of the life where we talk about my favorite Tier 8 tanks. And we're talking about my favorite Tier 8 tanks because we've already talked about my favorite Tier 7 tanks. This is an interesting one for me, though, on a personal level, because it made me choose realistically between two of my very, very favorite tanks to play at this tier. And in fact, one of them is my favorite tank to play just about in the game at the present. That is the T49, the Tier 8 American Derpits. It's brilliant. It's just about the best tank that Wargaming's ever released in terms of fun combined with playability. It's just super good. But if I am being completely honest and true to the spirit of the videos that I've been making so far, which are basically a way to help the humans, help the people who have just come into the game decide on which tank they should be spending their spare parts, because those spare parts are exceptionally hard to come by, and excessively so in my opinion, then this is the tank that I'd be pushing forward. The T54 Lightweight. If I had to pick one light tank at Tier 8, just one to actually win games while still having fun and such, then the Lightweight's really the one to go through. Now I'm going to show you three games here. I'm going to show you just a straight up damage game here, where I'm using the speed, the maneuverability of the Lightweight to get out and about. I'm going to show you a game where I play Supremacy with it, and I use the speed more than the damage to influence the game. And then I'm just going to show you a big, nasty game where I do my level best to win. This tank is really sneaky in a couple of ways. One, it's a light, so it has gorgeous camouflage. When it's driving around on the move, it's got the same camo as when it's completely stationary, which means you are going to be seen a lot less. Two, it's not out of place on maps like this, because despite the fact that it obviously, and I just got very unlucky there, touched the edge of that hill which threw the gun up in the air. Despite the fact that it is obviously a light tank, and I'm being aggressive in it here because I want to get this Persian cleared, and that means someone's going to have to take the role because the SU-152 is not going around the corner till he gets cleared. It has armor. It has the ability to bounce armor. Now, if you know how to angle Russian tanks, this is the classic Russian tank shape, or the Chinese knockoff shape of the T-59 and Type 62 Dragon. It's where you angle your upper glacis, you come around a corner with it really steeply angled, and then you take your shot, and then you pull back, and you give yourself the maximum chance of bouncing a shot when you do that. It doesn't have super heavy armor. It has just hard enough armor. And we get hit from behind there. There's an LTTB who's chasing around the block. And it's got strong turret armor. Now, this is in stark contrast to its two contemporaries. The T49, which is the Monster Derp, the American tank, and the RU-251, which is the Sparpanzer RU-251, the German light tank. Both of those things are wafer thin. Both of those will often get full rolls of high explosive straight through the guts and get exploded alongside them. This is far more a solid light tank's armor. It's certainly not in the same league as the T54 Mod 1 and not quite up there with the T59, but it's every bit the same kind of tank as a T44, and it's a lot better than most of the other Tier 8 mediums have. You can see the 59 there is a very strong tank, but not strong enough that Pramo won't go through the front. So that's playing it like a medium, just a really fast medium, because the tank itself does not have amazing damage numbers, and only 3,500 damage there, but there you go. This is pre-patch 3.8, this game too, by the way. I had so many 54 lightweight games on file, it was not hard to put this video together in terms of getting the footage. This is a Supremacy game. Now, the trick with Supremacy and lights is that you've got to play the objective. The objective is winning the game. There are two ways you can do that. You can do it by killing all the other tanks in the enemy team, or you can just do it by getting more points than them via caps. I don't know why people don't really play that way, because it's the easiest way to win, is to actually get caps. You can see every man and their dog is over here. I've angled up in my lovely little 54 lightweight, and I am looking across there. Now, back to the point that I was making before. The lightweight is a better tank for winning than the 49. The 49 is hilariously fun, because what's not fun about one-shotting a Borsig? But once you're faced with an IS-3 Defender or a bunch of heavy tanks like you are at this tier, it becomes far less effective. The lightweight maintains its effectiveness despite the opposition's best attempts at screwing you via matchmaking. And that's why you can do things like this in the lightweight. It's got excellent mobility. Like, its mobility is just so good. It's so quick. It's very, very low to the ground. And for a tank with this much speed, this much camo, and this much just oomph, it's got a stupid armor profile. Like, the ability to bounce shots should not be in its repertoire, but it is. It doesn't have massive DPM because it's running basically the same gun that you're going to get on the T54, not the T54 Mod 1, the Type 59, the T44, and look at this. I've capped two bases here. I'm not spotted at all while I'm doing this. Their RU-251, their light tank, is running around down there on the heavy line. He's not contesting. We've got 2 caps, and that just builds so much pressure. It means now that the red team cannot win the game without capping bases or killing everyone. And they can't cap bases because everyone up there is right into them and they're stuck. They've engaged, they can't move. Now we get to do what the lightweight does exceptionally well, 70 kilometers an hour, straight down through the S-bends, making sure that we go to a nice position here, and we're going to pressure the backside and absolutely ruin them. And we're going to pick up our damage right here. Can't penny with pen with our HE. And this is the beauty of the T54 lightweight. It gets to do so many roles on the battlefield. It gets to fulfill so many roles. That T43, all well and good. We'll bounce a couple of shots from him because, I mean, we can go 70 kilometers an hour, but we do have enough armor to take on a tier 7 medium, which is pretty funny. And then we just beat him with pure raw DPM. The other thing the lightweight has going for it is that the gun type suits it tremendously well. One of the worst things about driving a high rate of fire light tank is the amount of time you've got to spend on target visible to actually put out damage. When you're a lightweight and you can one-shot sub 280 targets or sub 300 hit point targets, that's hugely beneficial. It means you get to play a peek-a-boom tank role, and you get to do that while having speed, agility, armor, the whole 9 yards. You're never really out of it when you're in a light tank. I'm going to show you a game now on Falls Creek, and it's a real nail biter. Here we go. We are pushing out in the flank. Now there is a double medium. They've got a 1 medium advantage, but we've got 2 lights and a med, and our lights decide to go to C. Now, it's a supremacy game, so I am, again, always going to play the objective. And here comes their AMX CDC. I'm not pushing on him because I don't know where the other medium is. These are lightweight things. I'm very, very low to the ground. Very hard with this turret for him to put shots into me. And I'm just letting him come. Now, the longer he spends between shots, the more likely it is that I'm going to get the upper hand. And there we go. And lo and behold, who should turn up now? I can see him coming from the other side, and that's why I'm leaving myself broadside open, because I want to get ready for this incoming track. I want to get the CDC between me and him so that it's very, very hard for him to hit me. And there goes YOLO Captain Dracula right through, and we managed to escape the clutches of the Dracula for a little bit, which means we can finish off the CDC. Drac rams us and gets hit from somewhere else, which is very, very handy. And we're now in a tough spot because we've only got 100 hit points left. But remember that armor I was talking about? Let's see if we can angle up and wiggle and just catch one. Catch it. Got it. Happy days. There's the win. Double brawl. And we walk away with 80 hit points, despite the fact that we got absolutely YOLO'd on by the red guys. Now, that's because the lightweight is incredibly agile. It might not feel as fast as a Drac, but it bloody well is, and it's more agile than both those tanks. And now we're in a situation here where we're pushing up. Now, if the lightweight falls down anywhere, it's gun handling. Its gun handling is not specifically good. It's not one of the things that you shout out about. It's got nice alpha, but if you take shots before the reticle is zoomed in, like that, then yeah, you'll miss a lot of shots. It's very, very frustrating at times. We switch over to the 4502 because we feel like he's a more important target than the 25-2. Probably those shots on the 25-2 that missed are absolutely important shots, unfortunately. So we've now got 2 kills. It's 4 on 4. The rest of the good guys, I'm very, very keen to get that Carnarvon rid of. You can see I'm just angling up there, worried the Carnarvon's going to see me because he's got a great gun, great rate of fire, everything. He's looking at me now. I'm backing it up. I only have 80 hit points, but you see the angle I'm at all times? That means that it's very, very hard for him to pen at that range and that distance, and we come back out as and is our want. Now, your aim time is the worst out of, well, it's not worse than the T49 running that monster 152, but it is worse than the RU251. Your gun depression is only 5 degrees, so you don't really have that going for you. What you have going for you is your alpha, your ability to put a 280 alpha round in. Your penetration numbers are slightly below the RU251, and your DPM is well below the RU251, but you've only got 8.38 rounds a minute, whereas the RU runs 12.28, and that means that you basically get to play a peek-a-boom game. Now, it's 1-on-3, a little bit tough. We're trying to be a little bit creepy and sneaky here. We're going to go around here. The big problem we've got here is there's a Borsig, and I probably should have gone and capped A and played the objective a little bit tighter there, but I stopped them from capping it, which was a bonus, and then I felt like our team was just in all kinds of trouble, and it was never going to be a case of missing the cap. Now, their Churchill's doing a very good job. He's pushing up. What I want to do here is put myself in a position to actually use my armor to get some bounces if needs be, and hit that Churchill, take him down, then take down the 25-2. And what I'm really hoping for is that the Borsig is still camping, because if the Borsig is camping, I can get this done. If he's not camping, I'm going to be in struggle street. I angle up. This is the angle you want to be at. I've only got APCR left, which is a bummer. Didn't have enough AP loaded. Just pushing out, trying to get a shot, get the bounce, make him miss, push back. Now we're looking for the 25-2, resetting the camo. There's the 25-2. If we push out, we can get a quick hit on him. Bang, there's one, and a bounce. There's got to get this 20. Where's the Borsig? Oh, he's a one shot. This is our big chance. If we can get him, we can move around and get the Borsig. Nah, he moved. He pushed. There's the breaks. You get that on the big jobs. Let's have a look at the after-game stats, the post-game stats. The T54 Lightweight, absolute monster. 4,133 damage. We've got the top gun. We've got a first-class valiant defeat. Did very, very well there, I thought, after getting that brawl with 80 hit points left. We managed to pump out and do another 2k or so using our flanking abilities. All in all, it's just a monster tank. It's a lovely tank to drive. You get to go fast. You get to bounce some shots. It's not the best brawler against other mediums and things. Both those tanks were tier 7. The Drac is a lot tougher than the CDC. Well, the CDC is tier 8, but it's not really. The real bit of salt there. The real joy of it is in its mobility and its camo and being a sneaky bugger and then bouncing a few inadvertent shots. If you get stuck brawling, straight up brawling other mediums, they can overmatch you just with pure damage per minute numbers, especially tier 9s. Don't get stuck brawling tier 9s. And if you brawl tier 8s, you're probably going to have to pay for it with hit points, but that's pretty much the case. Medium and light tanks in brawls, it's very, very hard for either of them to get the upper hand. Anyway, I'm Bushka on Blitz. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks very much for all your support. I hope you're enjoying the channel of late. I hope you're doing great guns out there. Look after your families. Look after your kids. Look after your dog. Look after your mum. Look after your dad. And be nice to each other in the game, you grubs. Until next time, stay safe on the battlefield.